everyone, I'm Sandrine, this is Americ.
Hello.
Let's talk about the top summer TV shows of 2017. Now these are shows that we're either excited about or looking forward to, and we're going to be splitting them between new shows and returning shows. Let's start with the new shows.
Twin Peaks. Directed entirely by David Lynch, Twin Peaks is an 18-part limited event series that picks up 25 years after the inhabitants of a quaint northwestern town were stunned when their homecoming queen, Laura Palmer, was shockingly murdered. So I have not watched the original Twin Peaks, so I was sort of curious to see how this was gonna turn out. It has already premiered. I still haven't caught up on it, but I heard it's weird, right? David Lynch is weird.
I heard it's weird.
So we'll just see how it goes.
Still star-crossed. The series is based on a book by Melinda Taub and picks up where the famous story of Romeo and Juliet ends, charting the treachery fight for power and ill-fated romances of the Montagues and Capulets in the wake of the young lovers' tragic fate. Now this is a new show from Shonda Rhimes, and I think I've been waiting for it to premiere for a while now. I
feel like a year.
Since last fall they announced it. But I don't know if I'm as excited as I was about it now.
It's your
you know?
It's really your cup of tea.
Is it though?
It is.
Is it though? Because
It's Romeo.
But why did they hold
Juliet.
on to it for so long? I feel like, well, is it maybe not that good? I'll give it a shot.
Look, if you don't like it, no one will. I'm just saying. I'm dying up here. The series explores the struggles of making it big in the 1970s LA comedy scene. Every night, a group of up-and-coming comedians wait to perform at Goldie's, the hottest stand-up club in town. But first, they have to win over Goldie, who rules the Sunset Strip with an iron fist. Stand-up comedy is always something that I found very interesting because I find that the comedians tend to have much more like darker and more profound personalities compared to the performances they tend to bring. So this show might be interesting.
Yeah. Claws. The series follows the rise of 5 diverse and treacherous manicurists working at the nail artisan of Manatee County salon, where there is a lot more going on than silk wraps and pedicures. I recently found out about this show and thought the concept was interesting. Is it not like
Manicurist? Like,
no,
are we running out of concepts to talk about?
But from the trailer, it's like, that's just like kind of like their new life, but there's a lot of illegal activities that they're like involved with. I don't know. Niecy Nash stars in it.
I don't know, man.
I'm interested.
I'm just like, no. What's next? Car wash. The treacherous world of people washing cars. I'm like, you're gonna make a TV show out of that?
Breaking Bad had a car wash and they made it really interesting.
The Mist. Based on a story by Stephen King, The Mist centers around a small-town family that is torn apart by a brutal crime. As they deal with the fallout, an eerie mist rolls in, suddenly cutting them off from the rest of the world, and in some cases, each other. Stephen King. Very, very, very interesting stories, generally speaking. They don't really land as TV shows. I'm just gonna be honest. Under the Dome started out really well and this went into like weird territory. So I don't know if this is gonna be kind of like a similar situation. So instead
they made a movie out of it too.
Yeah,
right?
but the movie has a really messed up ending.
Oh, it does?
I don't wanna reveal it here. Okay. It has a really messed up ending. So I don't know how they're gonna translate that into... Okay.
Oh, that's a good ending.
Yeah. But.
Why?
Now you want to know! No, I won't tell you now.
Why?
I don't want to tell you!
Ooh, okay, so the movie sounds really good. I don't know about the show.
Yeah. I'm interested in how they're going to roll out the concept.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely give it a watch.
Glow. Glow tells the fictional story of Ruth Wilder, an out-of-work, struggling actress in the 1980s Los Angeles, who finds one last chance for stardom when she's thrust into the glitter and spandex world of women's wrestling. I was not excited about this show until I saw the trailer, and then I was like, this looks amazing! Alison Brie stars in the series, and I was watching, I'm like, this is just my show. Like, it just looks funny, it looks heartwarming, and it just looks absurd in a way. It's just, and wrestling, 1980s, like, yes, please, yes, give it to me.
I would not have put money on this.
Look at that. The trailer looks really good, I think. This is one of the new shows that I'm most excited for this summer.
Snowfall. Set in Los Angeles, 1993, Snowfall is a 1-hour drama set against the infancy of the crack cocaine epidemic and its ultimate radical impact on the culture as we know it. I love TV shows about drug trade. I don't know how else to say it. Since The Wire, I've always been very fascinated about how the drug trade intersects with society. People always think it's some fringe thing, but watching those shows, you always see that there's like a larger impact into how a particular city lives and breathes. So I'm really interested to see how this plays out.
Well, Will tells the wild story of young William Shakespeare's arrival onto the punk rock theater scenes in 16th century London. I think I like the concept more than I like the trailer for it. But I love this concept of like young William Shakespeare and then he's coming to London and writing plays, and I was like, yeah, I want to see that. Trailer looks pretty good, but I don't know, it's you know, it's hard to know. I think sometimes the trailer looks but then you watch the first episode and it's really good, so I am excited to watch.
Shakespeare.
It's
Shakespeare.
I just got it. I gotta watch it. Midnight Texas. Based on the book series by Charlaine Harris, this supernatural thriller takes a journey into a remote Texas town called Midnight where nothing is what it seems. This is another show that we've been waiting, or at least I've been waiting for.
I've been waiting too.
For a while. They announced it for the last TV season and it's finally now coming to TV. I really enjoyed True Blood, earlier seasons of True Blood, not so much later seasons of True Blood. And since it's by the same author, the books, and it's supernatural and fantasy and stuff like that, there seems to be like witches, vampires, and vampires? I don't know. There's a lot of different mythical creatures, and so I'm looking forward to it.
One thing I like about Charlaine Harris, he always takes like a common sort of like supernatural element and then puts a twist on it, generally speaking. So she'll say a vampire usually is like this, but there's this additional thing on top of it, and I always thought that was very original, so I'm hoping we have that same sort of like concept going on in this show, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Mr. Mercedes. Based on the novel by Stephen King, the series follows the demented killer Brady Hartsfield, who taunts a retired police detective, Bill Hodges, with a series of lurid letters and emails forcing the ex-cop to undertake a private and potentially felonious crusade to bring the killer to justice before he is able to strike again. Yet again, Stephen King to the screen. Again, very hit or miss. I'm hoping this is going to be a hit. I do think that he tells a really good story when he pits one character versus another. He does a really good job when he does those kinds of stories. I usually think when there's more of an ensemble, it can get a little bit, you know, confusing. So I'm hoping this really plays out that way. Get Shorty. Based in part on the 1990 best-selling novel of the same name by Elmer Leonard, the series follows Miles Daly, a hitman from Nevada who tries to become a movie producer in Hollywood as a means to leave his criminal past behind and win back his recently estranged family. Holy crap, I'm super excited. 2 reasons. 1, I loved the movie with John Travolta. I've seen it multiple times. Like, just voluntarily.
Okay.
Like entirely. Sometimes it's just like it comes by. No, it's just like, oh, Get Shorty's on. I'm gonna watch it again. I love the movie. So I wasn't sure about the TV show, but just a few seconds in the trailer, I was like, yep. They really captured this sort of like witty banter, sort of like dark comedy that the movie did really well, where you're talking about Hollywood, so glitz and glamour, and also about mob life, and it's kind of like the absurdity of those two worlds meeting together, and I think this show is gonna really drive it home. Super excited. You're gonna like it, I think.
Oh, it looks good.
It looks, yeah, I think you would like it. I think you would like it.
The Defenders. It will take an epic team of heroes to save New York City. Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, and Luke Cage come together as the Defenders. At this point, we don't really need to explain what the Defenders are. I mean, we've seen all 4 shows. I mean, actually, I haven't seen all 4 shows.
You have not.
I've seen.
You have not.
I've seen Daredevil, I've seen Jessica Jones, I've seen half of Luke Cage.
Barely half.
I've seen half of
Barely
Luke Cage.
half.
I've seen a third of Luke Cage. I've seen a third of Luke Cage, yeah.
Okay, fine.
And then I haven't seen Iron Fist. But I'm excited for the Defenders. Are you not excited for the Defenders?
That's the thing. I'm very conflicted about this. I wasn't because I haven't watched.
The trailer looks
So
good.
I watched Luke Cage and I did not like it, and I didn't watch Iron Fist because after Luke Cage, I don't think I could have handled another disappointment. But the trailer for the Defenders looks so good.
Yeah, it does.
So I'm just really conflicted because I feel like I have to watch Iron Fist
I know.
in order to watch Defenders. But do I?
Yeah,
I mean,
you kind of
must I pay the price?
Well, maybe you'll like it.
Ugh.
But anyway, I'm excited for The Defenders. I should probably catch up on the other 2 shows. But even if we don't, maybe it'll be okay.
You can skip Luke Cage. I'll tell you the end. Disjointed. She's living her dreams as the owner of a cannabis dispensary. She and the bud tenders, her son and guard, are pretty much constantly high. Starring Kathy Bates, I would say it's a maybe. it's a light maybe. I mean, I'll watch the first 10 minutes and see how it goes. If it's good, you got me.
See,
because here's the thing.
I feel like the trailer or the teaser doesn't really show you much except her like smoking a joint, and you're like, okay, it could be really good.
I'm not a huge fan of Kathy Bates. Like, I don't hate her. I just don't really, care one way or the other. What will get me is sort of like whether it's drama or dark comedy. It feels like it's going to be like dark comedy.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Because if it's Weeds, no, I did not like Weeds.
Oh. Well, yeah, it might be in the vein of Weeds.
I don't know.
Okay, we'll see. The Tick. In a world where superheroes have been real for decades, an accountant with mental health issues and 0 powers comes to realize his city is owned by a global supervillain long thought dead. As he struggles to uncover this conspiracy, he falls in league with a strange blue superhero. I've watched a pilot on Amazon when they first released it. It's still on Amazon Prime if you want to watch it. And I was surprised by how funny and good it was. Like, I thought, The Tick, like, how good can this be? It was really good. It was very funny. It was different of a superhero type of show.
You think I'd like it?
I think you would like it.
Okay.
I think you would like. I think you should watch the first episode. So that's it for all the new shows that we're looking forward to. Now we're gonna talk about the returning shows that we're excited about. Starting with Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Now it's already out on Netflix and people have been raving about season 3. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm so excited. House of Cards. Interestingly enough, Americ is the one who started watching House of Cards, was really obsessed with it, and then I'm actually up to date with it, but you're not, right?
I'm not, no.
So far I've enjoyed House of Cards.
I'd say season 3 was for me, so maybe that's why I wasn't really motivated to watch season 4, but I'll catch up.
Orange is the New Black. Holy crap. Okay, Americ doesn't watch it, but I love it. Love it so much. So excited for this new season because last season totally broke my heart, ended on a crazy cliffhanger. I can't even take it, and yeah, it needs to be here.
Dark Matter. One of our favorite sci-fi shows is back this summer. I mean, if you have never watched it, like, do yourself a favor, find it either on a streaming service or buy it or just find it because it's really good. Follows sort of like a gang of outlaws in space
who have lost their memories.
Yes, and shenanigans ensue, and it's awesome.
Orphan Black, final season of the series. Could not be more excited. Again, Americ, you need to catch up on this show.
Stop!
How often do I need to
Stop blasting my information to everyone every single time about Orphan Black. We get it. I haven't watched it. Get over it.
In a way, I'm glad that they're ending the story because I feel like after a while, it just kind of becomes repetitive. Like, how many clones can you really get? You know? No, that's not true. But I do feel like at some point the story just gets like, let's just wrap this up.
She's probably exhausted.
She is
playing all those characters. She's like,
is.
Preacher, back for a second season. I watched the first season. I love the comic book. I have to say the TV show
started out really good.
And then
I didn't love the ending that much, but
yeah,
I still like it.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, from the comic book, they sort of like took one part and they stretched it to oblivion, which is what the first season was all about. And I feel like they were just trying to prove the concept. But as they were stretching it, it just became one of those like, really, like, Preacher would never do that kind of thing. And so if you've read the comic book, the TV show is a disappointment. I'm hoping that the second season, now that they're sort of like in a new sort of environment, is going to be much more moving ahead, and we're going to see much more action and much more logical sort of like actions from the character, namely Preacher. Wrecked. love, love, love this Lost parody, which is just hilarious.
And so absurd.
So absurd, yet so funny.
funny.
And I love the actors in it. I love the scenes. I love how it all plays out. And I just can't wait for the second season because the first one was just great. Like I could just binge watch the whole thing like in just 2 seconds. Like half-hour comedy, but just fantastic comedy. Worth watching.
Younger. I
hate this show.
Okay.
I hate the concept of this show.
This is not about you, Americ. For those of you who have seen last season, you know how big of a cliffhanger it was, and it was just like crazy. And this show, every time I watch an episode, is never long enough. The seasons are not long enough. The episodes are not long enough. Nothing's long enough. So I'm excited it's back. Broadchurch, season 3. Okay, so season 1 and 2 kind of revolved around the same case, and now we're going to season 3, and it's a new case. And in case you're wondering if it's still good, yes, it's still amazing. This season is amazing. You should watch it. You won't regret it.
Killjoys! Yet another sci-fi show that's absolutely amazing. Bounty hunters in space. I mean, that alone is awesome. But the seasons have been just going up and up and up, and there are layers to this. I just love it. It's just really great acting, great storylines, fantastic concepts are being explored. Absolutely worth watching. If you have not watched it, do yourself a favor. And last, but certainly not least, Game of Thrones! I
don't think we've ever had Game of Thrones on a summer list because
it never airs at this time. At the time we usually start this kind of list, Game of Thrones is done, right?
Yeah.
But this is starting July 16, get hyped. It's gonna be amazing. Official trailer is already out. We did a live breakdown with Kenny. Go check it out. It's just, it looks insane. It looks absolutely insane.
Obviously, this is the show we're most excited about.
Yeah, we're like ridiculously excited about.
And we'll be reviewing it right here. So those are all the shows on our list. Of course, those are not all the shows that are actually coming out this summer, just the shows we're excited about. But we'd love to hear if there are shows that you're excited about that we maybe haven't mentioned. Let us know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.